Alrighty boys, welcome back to another step-by-step video. Now today's video is going to be on Mira. Now the general idea when it comes to Mira is that you want to be placing your Miras in places that is going to deny the main push of the enemy team, or a push of the enemy team that is going to be bad if you don't have anybody looking at it basically. So for example, in this first clip we're going to be over on Night Haven. And typically on this map in particular, if you don't have a mirror window looking at the double wall or a mirror window looking at the single wall for the walk-in for that push, it's going to be very, very bad news for your team, especially if nobody actually plays those areas of the map like just naturally. So the general idea when it comes to Mira is that you're putting a constant phantom pressure on the enemy team for any of like the main pushes that they want to go for. So for example on this map it would be like a double wall push where they plant on a little hop up. However, I do feel like people tend to not go for plays like that when there is a mirror window facing them, and it's not necessarily like when you're playing Mira, it means you have to be playing on your mirrors, in my opinion. I feel like that's a big misconception that people have about Mira, because one of the things about Mira is that she does have the Vector, as well as having a Nitrocell as well. Which means with Mira, you actually do have a lot of fragging capability with the Vector and then also the Nitrocell for free kills, obviously. And in general, you could use that Nitrocell to deny like default plants. However, the one thing that I like to go for, at least on the basement of Night Haven here, is like whenever people push EXO over here and they try to open up the hatch for vending, you can go for Nitrocells right there. And I actually end up getting two right there. I didn't even know about the second guy, but I was going for the Striker there. And then after we get those two picks, we're going to rotate over to bottom cargo. My Doc's going to end up dying to somebody up top of the staircase. I'm going to play the bottom of the staircase, waiting for him to swing me, get myself a free kill on him. Then we're going to actually rotate up into Chaos here and look towards Warehouse, because I got audio that somebody opened up the hatch by Warehouse. And luckily for me, he actually gets on a drone. And then as I'm going back to pathing towards Cargo again, I actually get audio for this Ram in my 90 hallway here. So I'm just going to assume that he's going to run over here to try to look for a refrag. And unfortunately for him, I'm already preset ready to go to take that gunfight with him. And I'm able to easily win it in that position, securing myself the ace. Now in this next up, we're going to be over on Border here, and I think a very common misconception people have about Mira is that they shouldn't play it on maps where they can get vert made above them. But like no strat in this game is perfect. But I do feel like the one thing about Mira is that, say if, like, for example, for this round, right, if the enemy team doesn't go up into Vert and tries to get the Miras from Vert, this Mira will pretty much hard counter for Workshop just by itself, you know what I mean? Like I said, the default and the main push that people tend to go for on this map would be to go on Vert, open up the hatch, and then look for some kind of plant, right? And obviously when they make that vertical, they'll be able to get rid of these Miras, right? I understand that, okay? For the veteran players that are saying this in the back of their head right now, you know? But here's the thing, right? In my experience, when I've been playing solo queue and I've been playing in stacks, I haven't had a lot of games where the enemy players have actually like gone up to Vert and done like a very generic push, honestly, especially in solo queue. I feel like in solo queue, people usually go for like a customs push. They push the Workshop, they push lobby, courtyard, whatever. They don't even touch Vert most of the time. And that's the one thing that I feel like is really important to note here, is that I'm playing on the assumption that the enemy team is going to not try to do a very competitive push. That's the idea with Mira, right? Is that if they don't do a very dedicated push to open up the hatch and do all the vertical, there's a very good chance this Mira window will be still standing, and I'll be able to use it to deny Workshop later on in the round. Now right here, Ash decides to go ahead and charge into the bomb site after he gets a pick, and I go ahead and refrag my teammate here. Now what is going to end up happening here is Ram is actually going to start making Vert, and in response to him trying to make that Vert, I'm going to go ahead and random Nitro where I believe somebody would be playing in if they were doing a Vert push. And I end up getting myself a free kill. Unfortunately, not on the Ram in this position. However, that doesn't matter, because what ends up happening is this Ram is not actually going to shoot out my Mira for Workshop here. And I think this is a big blunder by Ram. He actually ends up dropping the Workshop here, which essentially opens up a free kill for me. And then the last guy, who is going to be, for context, a Nomad, is also going to drop. Once again, they haven't shot out my Mira, so I'm able to just play this Mira in this position because they haven't gotten rid of it, which is a blunder on their part. But since the idea I set out for during the round was like, okay, as long as they don't shoot out the Mira from vert, then we're in good shape. I'll be able to use this to shut down workshop, which is what I set out to do. And I feel like a lot of operators in this game, you know what I mean? Like, you pick them with like a play in mind, right? And a lot of the times, sure, it might backfire, it might not, but like Mira is one of those operators where it's like if it backfires, it's not really the end of the world. You know what I mean? Like even if that wall or if that Mira gets broken open, like it still doesn't change the fact of my position whatsoever. Because like if they drop the hatch, I'll still contest them the same way that I would. You know what I mean? Like if it wasn't there, you know what I mean? So it's like the Mira window just makes it very easy to secure people that do decide to try to go for that push. Now, next up, once again, guys, we're going to be over on border. We're going to be on the workshop side this time. And this time, I go ahead and put a Mira on this single wall here for the window. And this is, again, with the assumption that the enemy team is not going to do a vert push to get rid of this Mira. However, for context, the idea here is that even if they do go for vert, and for context, they will go for vert during this clip. However, the context or the understanding that I want you guys to have here is I don't care if this Mira gets shot open. The idea that I'm looking for in this position is to essentially deny vents. I want to make sure vents is very difficult for enemy team to push. Now right here, the main purpose of this Mira was for me to be able to look for a nitrocell for the outside the vents window here. And then they're actually trying to do like a rush plan for workshop here, or for vents in particular. I ended up getting myself a free kill off of opening up a Aurora gate, doing my nitrocell, getting myself 2 free picks right there, putting us in a nice 2v1 position. Like I said, there's a guy upstairs. It's a Ram. He's going to be doing vert. Now once again, guys, it's kind of funny. This Ram's not actually going to shoot out my Mira once again. Not sure why he's not doing it, but he's just focusing purely on making vert. And in this type of position, all I want to do is just make it really difficult for him to be able to kill me in this position. Also, technically, if this guy rotates towards courtyard, I actually do have a play where I put a Mira on the soft wall here and play for lobby in this position with my Mira that's in my pocket, my extra Mira. Now, originally, I was planning on reinforcing the wall over by the drone hole inside a workshop, and then putting a Mira window on there originally. However, I didn't have enough reinforcements to actually be able to do it. So if this guy rotates down courtyard, my play would be to essentially put my Mira on the soft wall and then make it really hard for him to actually be able to contest for workshop from this side, at least from lobby side. Now, one thing he is going to end up doing, he's going to actually end up abandoning vert here. Like I said, he didn't shoot out my Mira, so that means I have full basically denial for vents here. And unfortunately, he's going to end up running in to kill my castle here. But once again, I'm going to do that same trick from earlier. I'm going to open up the gate. I'm going to shoot him through the gate. Now, unfortunately, I'm not able to light him up here, but we're going to swing aggressively with the shotgun to finish him off with a shotgun hip fire to secure the round right there. Now, the one thing I want you guys to understand is, yes, the Ram could have opened up my Mira, right, from last round, from the border round, right? However, here's the thing, right, is like, even if he does open up that Mira, I already got a lot of value out of it from before they even started their vert push, because they tried to do like an early like rush for vents, and I was able to get myself an easy nitrocell using that Mira. And even if he did pop it open, like, it really didn't matter that much because it doesn't change the position that much. And that's the thing that I'm trying to help you guys understand is, like, if the Mira doesn't change the position that much, even if it's shot open, then I might as well put a Mira there because it's going to give me so much value from having it there in the first place. You know what I mean? Because it's like, if I can make it so the enemy team can't even set foot into vents unless they go up to vert, then that means I'm doing something right, because they're going to have to go up to vert. They have to do that vert to open it up. And if they don't open it up, then I'm going to be able to use that Mira for essentially the whole round to get myself free kills. And I think that's the thing that a lot of people don't understand about Mira is, like, yes, there is like meta ways to use Mira to make it so like she's really, really strong. However, not every operator has to be played the exact same way is the thing that I'm trying to stress to you guys. A lot of the times you can slap a Mira wall on a wall for a room that might be difficult for you to handle to hold by yourself. Like, take Pro League, for example. There's been strats previously, like on a map like Bank, where people will put a Mira upstairs holding janitor towards CEO, and somebody will play over there, and their assumption is not to even like keep that Mira up the whole round. It's just to use it to make sure that nobody can push CEO easily unless they clear out the Mira first, right? And I'm not trying to compare my dumb strats of playing Mira for some of these maps as being like relevant to Pro League, but I do feel like it's worth considering playing your Mira like that. Now right here, moving on into this clip, guys, a Ram decided to make vert over in storage here, so I go ahead and hit in a flank, and the reason why I hit the flank is not because I wanted to play like Jinxie, it's because the idea here is that if I allow them to do that vertical, my teammates are most likely going to end up dying very quickly, and what ends up happening here is like how I expected, my teammates ended up selling their bodies to the vert, to the people on the main wall, putting us into a 2v3 position. There's at least one more person upstairs in this position. And for context, that guy's actually going to end up rotating towards the exo stairs to try to push my Legion. My Legion is going to luckily win that gunfight. I'm still getting audio that somebody's on the vert here. However, in this type of position, after my Legion gets this kill for exosuit, I need to think about where is the enemy team most likely going to push to be able to win this round if me and my Legion are able to lock down for this double wall in this position. And the thing that I assume that the enemy team is going to try to go for is going to be the single wall here, so I end up rotating over to my cargo Mira to try to shut it down. Now unfortunately I'm going to be a little bit late here, and Maverick's going to end up running across into assembly here to try to look for some kind of execute. He ends up killing my Legion, which is unfortunate that I was a step too late to be able to get that kill. However, he's going to end up starting to hit a plant in this corner here, expecting his Osa to cover him from vertical. However, Osa actually, for context, was not in proper position to cover Maverick, so I was able to get myself a free kill and take advantage. Now, it's a 1v1 position. There's only 7 seconds left, so Osa naturally has to rush into me to get the last kill. I'm going to swing him early, though, get myself the free kill instead, and secure the round. But anyway, guys, hope you guys enjoyed today's Mira step-by-step. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!